You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. We're back.
We are back.
Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast, everybody.
Hi, I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Eddie Smith.
Apparently, we don't remember the intro anymore.
We're back from our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah, what's up, guys? This is UFC fight recap for Fight Night Hooker versus Felder.
It is.
It is.
It is that.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
We are going to start off by talking about Ben Sassoli, a.k.a. Mullet Man, versus DeLima.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Ben Sassoli was the guy they called the Combat Wombat.
Was that really his nickname?
I don't know why, but I feel strongly that his nickname is the Combat Wombat.
Okay.
I hope I'm not wrong. That dude was tough as shit. He fought Greg Hardy last time we saw him fight.
Yeah.
And DeLima, fucking savage.
Apparently, yeah.
Savage.
They were saying, I don't think Sassoli's ever been knocked out.
Not in UFC.
Until now.
Yeah, DeLima fucking hooked up.
Seriously,
on him.
that's a serious accomplishment.
Yeah.
To KO someone that has never done that.
Especially
in the
somebody
first
known for a
round.
strong chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which really makes you question what Ben Sassoli's, the longevity of his career now, because I think that was kind of what he relies on a little bit when he fights. But
he doesn't look like the healthiest fighter. I'm not going to
no, it is.
I know it's heavyweight, but
yeah, but it is nice to see like guys like DeLima coming up, like heavyweights that actually are quick and skillful and athletic. And that dude throws heat.
He throws heat.
Ooh, yeah, scary shit. I want to see. I'm definitely excited to see that guy fight. Yeah.
I could not agree more. Holy crap!
Go ahead,
that's
try it. Try it out.
Next, we have Karolina Kowalski.
Kowalkiewicz.
No, it's close. No, it wasn't. Versus Yan Xiaonan from China. I'm trying, guys. I really try my best. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
I don't know that one, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen her fight before, but
she did good.
Fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, Karolina's been on a slide lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, man. Like she looked like she didn't have any energy.
Yeah, plus her eye got fucked up real early on.
Yeah, she got punched. I don't know if she's like scratched her retina or something.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe she scratched her cornea
cornea, not retina. Retina's in the back, I think. She kept doing this thing where she was holding her hand in front of her eye, almost like she was trying to not see out of it so she could focus. Because it almost like it was fucking her vision up looking out of it, which was interesting and kind of scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm obviously not as out there, and I wasn't there, but I'm gonna guess she has like a scratch cornea or something along those lines.
Yeah,
like,
not good though.
No, especially not a good way to start off a fight. But either way, she was manhandled.
She didn't look very strong. Now, granted, a lot of this is kudos to Jan, but
yeah.
She didn't look strong. She didn't look like she had any pop on her punches. She just looked outgunned in almost every facet.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to watch considering she did fight for the title not that long ago.
Yeah.
So, she's like a really nice person. Yeah. So that's kind of sucks.
She's nice.
Yeah. I don't know if we learned a lot from either fighter. I don't know.
The one interesting thing, I'm going back to that.
Okay.
So, Karolina, what was her ground game like in the past? Because they went to the ground very briefly in the third round, nearing the end. I think they had like a minute and a half, 2 minutes left. And I didn't see anything from Jan that was impressive in terms of ground game, said the guy, fat ass on the couch.
Yeah.
But neither did Karolina. She had opportunity. She had a couple of holds in there. I don't know if it was just because she just didn't really have the opportunity. Maybe she was tired and she just didn't have the strength to like perform. But it just wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, Karolina, I believe, started off and she's primarily a kickboxer.
Okay.
So that's kind of her forte. She did go for a heel hook, but again, they're kind of difficult to pull off. Submissions in general are difficult to pull off unless you are really, especially in today's game, unless you're like very proficient at them. Yeah. So it was nice because she is a tough son of a bitch. I mean, she's really tough. So she's not going to give up, and she fought to the last minute of the fight.
Absolutely.
She was going for broke, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But she's just outgunned. It was kind of hard to watch. like I said, I don't really know Jan, but just knowing Carolina's past and her performances in the past, seeing this was kind of disheartening as like a fan. So I didn't like it. But congratulations to Jan.
All right, then we have Jim Crute versus Michael Olkajewska.
I don't know. You saw this one. I didn't see this one.
You didn't see this, and I'm kind of disappointed because I'm going to say that this is the fight of the night.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. At least for me, these are the kind of fights that I like. It was Jim Crute, young guy, 23 years old, coming out of the gate immediately with a takedown. It was one of the most beautiful takedowns I've seen in the UFC since you and I have started this entire thing.
That's a bold statement.
He had 8 takedowns within 3 minutes. He had trouble keeping Michael down.
Okay.
And it wasn't really, it was weird because he wasn't going for submissions, but you can, not because he couldn't, you could tell he was waiting.
So he was basically trying to tire Michael out until.
Which worked.
Yeah.
Because on the very last takedown, they got up, they had a very brief stand up, like very brief, maybe 20 seconds.
Okay.
Then another beautiful, like a fireman's carry. Like, just the head movement you see on this guy, it was insanely impressive. He got the full mount, and he made it look like it was a joke. Like, he made it look like it was the easy. It made him look like he was a black belt versus a white belt.
So,
like,
yeah, so it almost sounds like he was trying to take him down and knowing, almost allowing him to get back up to then take him down again to tire him out.
Yeah. See, when they say there was 8 takedowns, yeah, there were, but that's because he never lost his grasp up until that one stand up.
Okay.
Like, there was one 20-second period that they were toe to toe.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was Jim Crute 100% all the way.
I have to go back and watch this.
Yeah, it was an amazing match, and he actually gave up the full mount to go to side mount to get the
head and arm choke or Kimura.
Kimura. He got the Kimura, which was a really weird call until it worked 1,000%.
That might be one of the submissions that he's proficient at.
Yeah.
He might have some guys work very hard at one submission.
Yeah.
And they know a lot of angles and awkward entrances to get into them and setups.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he's that confident, he's probably done that in the past.
Yeah. I think he had an amazing strategy going into this. It worked wholeheartedly. Plus, he has a badass avatar tattoo on his chest.
That's why you like him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The second I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah.
You missed a good fight. You see that tattoo? Yeah. It's an avatar tattoo.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
It was all I needed to know. All right, then we have Paul Felder versus Dan Hooker.
Didn't agree with the decision.
Yeah, I agree that I did not agree.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a hard stretch, but I don't agree with it.
Not something to, write to Congress about, but I didn't agree with the decision. I thought that the takedown that Dan got in the 3rd round, which is kind of the issue I have with takedowns, but at the same time I'm split with it because according to the rules and everything, it's kind of set up like that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but if that's what the rules are, then that's what the rules are.
That's
but
fair.
As far as like me scoring it for like who I thought won a fight, I thought that the rounds that Paul won, he won
better
more than the rounds that Dan won. I think the rounds that Dan won were closer.
Yeah.
I think that Paul had a tough opening, but once he started checking the low calf kicks and returning fire on him, and then Dan started throwing them because he was Felder was kind of getting his timing.
Yeah. And
Felder just got stronger every round.
Every single round. It was a very slow start for him.
Yeah.
I think you and I had kind of a little disagreement that the first round could have been a little bit of a toss-up.
You were probably right on that. It was probably closer than I remember.
Yeah.
I think what was getting me was that Felder wasn't checking any calf kicks.
Yeah, you were really focused in on that. And Hooker had a really strong start.
Yeah.
Really strong start in that first round. But it kind of seemed like Hooker kind of I don't want to say gassed out. I don't know what it was, but Felder definitely got the upper hand in the 3rd and the 4th round. And the 5th round, like you said, takedowns matter because the rules matter. But in all seriousness, it seemed like a stalling strategy to me. It seemed like
it was a point grab.
It was a point grab.
Yeah, it was a point grab, which
coming from a wrestler, I know what a stalling.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it is, but it didn't seem like a winning round. It seemed just like it was there.
I also don't think that Dan Hooker. I think that the Dan Hooker looking tired wasn't a product of Dan Hooker having a lack of cardio or tiring himself out. I think Dan Hooker was as tired as he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
For that, I think it was Paul Felder's conditioning that was actually what was making Dan Hooker look tired. I think Paul Felder was ridiculously fresh in the later rounds. And they said that he had worked on his conditioning a lot for this camp. And it showed because he looked like it looked like he was in the second or third round when he was in the fourth and fifth.
Yeah.
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah. I will say that one thing I think goes against Felder, in as stupid as it sounds.
He scars up. He scars up.
His scars up.
He scars up. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, his body in general, because he's so pale, and they mentioned this, but like he's so pale, every punch shows immediately.
Yeah.
So they could have thrown the same amount of strikes with the same amount of power, and Felder will just naturally look like he took more damage, and maybe that plays a factor.
Well, that definitely weighs in on the judges because I think Felder by far landed the harder strikes. Hooker definitely hit him with some good shots, but it's like there's a couple guys in history that didn't wear damage at all, and a couple of them in certain fights it just almost didn't make sense. Like Dan Henderson, you could hit him in the face with a crowbar, and it looks like nothing happened. BJ Penn for a long time had the same thing. Don Fry in a lot of his fights. I mean, he would take tremendous shots to the face, and there would be nothing, like no swelling or anything. But somebody like Felder, I mean, you get caught with a couple jabs, and it looks like somebody drug you on the pavement. So it does work against him.
Yeah.
And especially in the eyes of the judges, it's almost like that whole like, well, you should see the other guy thing.
Yeah.
The picture doesn't always paint the fight. Sometimes, and
exactly, that's kind of the point. But like,
that's a good point to bring up, though.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that about does it.
Yeah, it was a good card to come back for.
Yeah,
I like that main event. That was one of my favorite fights in the last couple months.
Bold words.
It is. It really was. There was hardly any ground game, and it was a pure striking. And the numbers, I believe, at the end were 119 strikes for Felder and 107 or 109 for Hooker.
Yeah, it was close.
And every round, it was like back and forth. Who was up? Who was up? It was really close.
It was exciting. Exciting.
So, that's it.
So let us know what you guys thought of tonight's UFC. Let us know if you thought this was the fight of the night or if you thought Jim Crute took the fight of the night. And in the meantime, don't forget to go to brodownpro.com, get all your Bro Down gear, and we will catch you guys next time.
See you later.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh,